How's it going, guys? Coach JG here. Today I'm talking to you guys about doing more. Doing more. I am always one when I work with my athletes. They're all training in their sport. If you are a high-level athlete, it's a lot of practices. It's a lot of games. And for my hockey kids, the amount of games these hockey kids play. For my swimmers, the amount of volume. Just everybody. Just if you're a high-level athlete, your sport's taking a lot out of you. We want to get you in the gym doing strength conditioning. And in my point of view, I always lean towards doing a little bit less than I think they can handle, and then we inch up from there. A little bit less than you can handle, and you inch up from there. And I've always treated my own training the same way. So if you've done generic exercise programs, I try to teach people the opposite, but there's still people who train in splits. I'm going to come and do legs on this day. Come and do chest and shoulders on this day. I don't train like that. There's none of my clients that I really train like that. We go into the gym with an emphasis on a movement or a quality that we want to work. Today we're going to work on speed work. Today we're going to really zone in on your weightlifting, on the snatch or the clean and jerk. Today we're going to work on vertical power. Today we're going to, you know what I mean? Then for my training, I'm still getting ready competing for a big powerlifting meet. I will come in today. I'm going to work on my squat and all the exercises that build the squat. Today I'm going to work on the bench and all the exercises that build the bench, protect my body from getting injured doing bench pressing. And a lot of people are doing maybe once a week, twice a week, depending on the program. Now I'm going to tell you guys, for me, I've always been a bad bench presser. I've always been a weak bench presser. Grew up playing basketball. I think that's why my legs are fairly strong, and maybe my wingspan, femur length, all that stuff. Squat and deadlift. I've always been a very gifted deadlifter. Now I'm the best squatter in the country in my weight class. Bench press I've never been good at. Bench press I've never been good at. So I started looking, how can I attack and how can I build this weak point that I have, and what can I do? I've always trained the bench press normal training. I'm benching once or twice a week, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And what I finally decided in the prep for this big meet where I want to break a national record in the squat, where I want to hopefully get a elite total in powerlifting, which is very difficult to get, when the bench press is a component of that, what have I not done to build the bench press? Okay, I've never done consistently benching 3 days a week. And I'm coming off a rotator cuff tear injury close to 2 years ago now, which is the worst injury I've ever had. And since then, I've been scared to load up on a bench press. And scared what's going to happen to my shoulder. But, fully healthy now. Have I ever benched 3 days a week? Have I ever consistently done 10 by 10 dumbbell pressing and bench pressing? Have I ever consistently done speed work in a method that's going to work for me? And so what I've had to do, and I've finally seen some improvement on my bench press at a decent level, is I'm benching 3 days a week. 3 days a week I'm doing relatively heavy on the bench press. The first day, and all these days, by the way, is after I squat too, because I want to, in a competition, you have to squat and deadlift and bench on the same day, and deadlift. And I want my body to get used to giving double efforts, and my body has gotten used to it. So most days, after I do squat, some heavy squatting, I am doing, day 1, I do heavy work on the top end, 2 boards or 3 boards, 5 by 5, or now the weight's going up, and now I'm going to a 3 by 3. After that, I do 10 sets of 10 with about 50%. It's quite light, about 50%. But still, 50 to 60%, 10 sets of 10. And I waved up. I started 6 sets of 6, 3 weeks. 8 sets of 8, 3 weeks. 10 sets of 10, 3 weeks. The weight has stayed the same. I haven't elevated the weight. Still playing it kind of safe there. The next session that I do, which is 2 to 3 days later, after my other squat workout, is 10 by 10 dumbbell pressing, right? So I'm still playing it safe a little bit. You guys know I like to play it safe. So I give my shoulders a rest from working on a straight barbell or even just a fixed thing where both my shoulder blades. I give my shoulders a break from that. I work with dumbbells, and I did incline pressing 10 by 10 for 5-6 weeks. And now I'm just flat pressing as I have 4 weeks out for my competition. I'm focusing on that plane of motion. The weight has creeped up. So 10 by 10 incline, I was doing 40 pounds. I started light, 45, 50. Next thing I know, I'm doing incline bench press 10 by 10 with 60 pounds. Flat bench press, I forget what I started with. It might have been 60s. And I'll work my way up to, over the next couple of weeks, probably to doing 100s. Maybe not 100s, but we'll see. The third day, I'm doing speed work. So I'm working against chains or bands. Shout out Brandon Smitley from Thirst Gym. I'm doing his speed work, escalating speed work sets where he goes flat and then 1 board, 2 board, 3 board. I don't bother doing the 1 board. I go flat, 2 board, 3 board. And it's awesome. And then if I'm feeling good that day, if I want to get technical work in my shirt, then I do some tops and singles in the shirt. And now I've hit stuff in the shirt for the top end singles, and I know I'm going to be able to do in competition. So I'm telling you all this to say I had to finally, to make progress as an advanced athlete, throw everything I can. And me as somebody who's a weak bench presser, I've been able to build it by doing much more than I ever thought I would have had to do. And this is on top of that, because I'm doing all this volume on the bench press, I have to do more work on my back. I started with 100 reps per workout. Now I'm up to about 200 reps a workout of rowing or pulling or pull down movements. I have to do the extra work for my rotator cuff. So I'm doing a lot of external rotations with the cable or with a band, strengthening the rotator cuff. I can tell when one side feels really weak or feels really disadvantaged or feels out of position. If I'm doing, you need to be careful here, Jordan. I can also tell my shoulders are feeling kind of janky. Last week I did take a rest off pressing because my shoulder was starting to feel janky. I have to do additional work, soft tissue work with my pain pill that I have here at home. I'd pick it up and show you guys if it wasn't so damn heavy. But that's the Kabuki Strength Pain Pill that I will lie down on the floor and just let sit on the shoulder, dig into there, do a little work I need, stick it in my lat too, as the lats and shoulders will stiffen up from bench pressing, and I need them fairly loose to get in position for my squat. I have to do that. On top of that, recovery modalities, because I want to play it safe. I don't want to get hurt again. I got to be on top of my sleep. I'm sleeping every night. 7 hours of sleep, if not more. I feel amazing getting 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep. Naps during the day if I can get away for my lunch break and get into a quiet place and take a little 30-minute power nap. That's been huge for me. And then CBD. I am, after tough sessions, if I'm feeling not a muscle soreness. I hate muscle soreness. Yeah, muscle soreness sometimes. I'm a little bit of a pansy like that. I hate muscle soreness. I'm going to put some CBD on my shoulders. I'm going to put some CBD on my traps. Those problem areas that are bothering me, that I feel are hampering my recovery. Maybe you're tougher than me. Maybe you like soreness. But those are things that I've had to do. It's been a lot of effort, but for me it has paid off, and I've done it in a smart manner. So go out there, and sometimes you have to throw the kitchen sink at what you're doing and try everything, but try it in a intelligent manner. If you see what I said here, I always start too light and then work my way up. I really focus on all those areas that I need to do to bulletproof my body against injury. But it has worked, and I'm about to hit, I can't even say big. I'm about to hit a bench press. I'm about to go to the competition and hit a bench press that is going to contribute to me getting an elite total, which is a big accomplishment for me. Try it out. Try it out for whatever we're talking about here. If we're talking about sports skill, if we're talking about competitive lifting, if we're talking about strongman, weightlifting, whatever it is, try doing more than you think you can do. Try doing more than you think you can do. Get that sleep in check and all those other things in check, the prehab. Make sure you don't get hurt in check. But it is worth trying. Vej Athletics.